Independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy, and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made, not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what is good? How is my Cowboys Nation doing this Sunday? Y'all tune in. You know what it is. The one man force the odds and flavor of DFW Sports. Just your super fan from the actual DFW land. Hosting it down like he is. Yeah, of course, I'm going to pump my chest out because, had this been an L, it'd been a lot of, a lot of talk, a lot of things going in here. But y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. DFW Sports Rest, man. Hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell for your boy one time. Hey, NFL Sunday still going on, but if you're a Cowboy fan, yeah. You feeling a little bit good. Although, yes, it was against the Jets. I get it. It was against the Jets, but other than that, I ain't tripping. Because if it would have been a loss, it would have been worse. Why? Because it's against the Jets. So, to each his own how you want to feel. To each his own how you want to feel. But now since it's a W, hopefully everybody, still watching the NFL as it continue on. As we're scoreboard watching and some things up in here. Let y'all get to the chat one time real quick. The poll is up in the chat. Matter of fact, go ahead and get your vote on. Cowboys show you enough positivity for this game. Is it basically absolutely? Did they show you enough? Was the defense? Was Ryan Flanoy? Was Dante Fowler? The addition of Shamar James being added in a little bit more. Was that enough to show you some good enough positivity going in there? Was the positivity that you have 4 starting offensive linemen down and you still put up 37 points? Was that enough positivity for you right there? Let some say, or the other vote is it's the Jets. It is the Jets. The Jets, I thought we had it bad. Boy, they got it bad. Baltimore, they got it bad. Some more teams in there that got it bad. So, take it how you can get it. But we said from the jump that it's all about this defense trying to do something and just somewhat being average. Can you do that? Man? Let's get us some music up in here one time. Let's get us some music up in this thing one time. Oh, chat up in there, LaCourtney, what's good? Appreciate you on the tuning in. What's up? Let's go, Cowboys. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Cowboy, what's the deal? Good win. And like you say, this is a game. If we lose, everybody, you see, y'all, but for the haters, not just the Dak hate boys, but of Cowboy haters in general. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna just say it's against the Jets. Why are you praising the game that was against the Jets? We're praising this game because we actually saw really total dominance of a football team for 4 quarters of football. And that has not been the case all year. The worst spot you had today was actually in the kicking game. Brandon Aubrey actually, he really had an off day today. And Cowboys did exactly what they were supposed to do against an inferior opponent, but there was nothing inferior about this. The Cowboys had to make sure that, yes, we're down 4 starting offensive linemen and you're still missing Kevontae Turpin. Kevontae Turpin missing is a big thing, but you saw Brian Schottenheimer. What was I saying on my live here lately? I was like, bro, Schottenheimer has been dialing up plays where I'm like, I think this is where Dak feels real comfortable with him. I get it. It's the Jets. They were supposed to anything less than what the offensive stat numbers damn sure for Dak Prescott was for today was going to be unacceptable. It was going to be unacceptable. Let's go ahead and give y'all something else to look at. But damn sure a good game right here. I wish they give me the team stats instead of just the box scores. They not ready yet. But yeah, man, looking at it, Justin Fields, for the most part, a lot of people say he stat padded at the end, which is true, but they really held him in check. They didn't give up too much rushing yards. He got, 7 rushing attempts for 26 yards. His longest run was 11 yards, but for the most part, that was my major concern right there was Justin Fields really running the football. We did see that the numbers did say Justin Fields, when given the time, he will pick you apart. So what was it? It was primitive that this defensive line got pressure, which they did. I think they counted for 5 sacks. So that worked. But Dak Prescott, bruh, there was a couple of throws that he did miss. There were a couple of throws he missed, but for the most part, Dak Prescott, basically a whole new offensive line. I will say this for the most part. This would be a game that the Cowboys would have struggled to win if not for the emergence of Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams, I've been, like I said, every time I get on here, I want to apologize for Javonte Williams because I was not familiar with your game. I thought the injuries kind of did you in, especially being at the running back position. But week in, week out, he is toting that. Anytime 3-3 is on the field, he is a legitimate threat. That changes everything for this offense. It makes the offense real freely to flow, and Schottenheimer's really dialing up. And Dak Prescott and Schottenheimer, Dak Prescott and Brian Schottenheimer, they are here. They are here. But Javonte Williams, make no mistake about it. Javonte, the emergence of him is making this offense do wonders because anytime he's back there, now the defenses really have to be like, bro, he can catch it out the backfield. He's going to be a problem. Derby, what's good? Shout out to them bandwagon Yankee fans. They got clapped. They got clapped by the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, they did get clapped. He said, and congrats to your Cowboys. You beat a 0-4 team, now an 0-5. Hey, I'll take it. I don't care. This is the part of this. But to be honest with you, a lot of people want to say you're beating bad teams. I get it. Do y'all know what the schedule looked like from Thanksgiving week all the way to Christmas week? Do you know what that whole month stretch of is? Let's look at it. I could pull it up here, but I just want y'all to just get a look at the stats, what's going on right there. Let's take a look at it. You look at the schedule, and like I said, the Broncos did beat the Eagles. Your next stretch to basically, your stretch of October, you got the Panthers on the road, you got the Commanders at home, and then you go to the Broncos. Then you get the Cardinals Monday night, which that will be a game I will be in attendance to. And then you get the bye week. After that, you get the Raiders. But Thanksgiving week, that Sunday, you get the Eagles at home. You get the Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day at home. Then you go to the Lions the next Thursday. You get the Vikings at home down here. Then you get the Chargers. And then Christmas, you get the Commanders. So, yeah, these over teams, give me some more. Give me some more. Well, it could be worse. You could be the Giants, Cowboy fans who lost to the Saints today. I mean, yeah, Saints. Did the Saints lose today? I thought they came back and won that game. I thought they came back and won. No, the Saints won that game, but the Giants trash. No Malik Neighbors too, but what I'm proud for the Dallas Cowboys, what they came out and did, they handled business. They handled business in a dominating fashion. They left no doubt. Like I said, I do believe without Javonte Williams, this would have been a game that would have been a dogfight. It would have been one of them struggles. You know what I'm saying? But Javonte Williams, he softens up a lot of stuff for the Cowboys, bro. 16 carries, a buck 35, a touchdown, longest run, 66-yarder. I wish he would have got a touchdown on that. But, it's kind of messed up. We ended up throwing it, but it was there. It was there. Big shout out to Ryan Flanoy. How y'all feel about Ryan Flanoy? Ryan Flanoy made hay. Now, I've been saying if Tober wanted to keep his spot on this team, these are the next 2 weeks he need to shine. But I did see a couple times where they were like kind of, Tober was out the mix. The right read was Ryan Flanoy. Basically, it's like Aaron Glenn said he was going to have to be the one that beat you, and he beat the shit out you. And that's what you like to see. That's what you like to see. 9 targets, 6 receptions, a buck 14. Dude's got yak. Dude's 8 today. Ryan Flanoy, bruh, that's just another weapon. And sooner or later, you're going to get CeeDee Lamb out here. And if you can continue to run the football. And let me give credit to Dak Prescott today on the ground as well. Dak, when the opportunity came for him to run that's a hell of a catch. When Dak Prescott had his opportunity to get positive yards, especially with his feet, he did that. And I mean, it seemed like he still got some wheels up underneath him. He was able to get some of those plays. And I'm telling you, that's another thing that, make this offense go even more. But Ryan Flanoy, shoot. There was one pass I know Dak wants to have back where Ryan Flanoy could have easily had damn near a buck 40. Buck 40. But see, this is the problem. What did I say on the live going here? Dak is in that situation where, bro, be damned if you do, be damned if you don't. There are some hate boys out there that, will say, I told you what was going to happen. If the Cowboy was the win, it's because it's against the Jets. The Cowboys would have lost, it would have been because of Dak Prescott. Now they're saying it was because of the offensive line. Remind you, a lot of people kept saying that Dak doesn't elevate the play of others around him. You're missing 4 of your starting offensive linemen and your star receiver. Tony Romo, when Miles Austin did some stuff like that, he elevates the play. This time this was all Javonte Williams in the offensive line. Now, give credit. Offensive line did good, but Dak Prescott did take some shots. Dak did take some shots. And he punched back. He was in total command of the offense. How do y'all like the new cadence? You know what I'm saying? It was kind of the first time today that you kind of was able to hear that cadence, instead of the, yeah, here we go. Yeah, here goes that. I think that's catching defenses off guard. I like that. Damn, you say what? Another homer for the Blue Jays. 12-0. Good Lord. Bye-bye, Yankees. Bye-bye, Yankees. Appreciate that baseball update. Bye-bye, Yankees. As the Stars do get ready to post up Tuesday. That's my fault. Clicked up, sticked up. That's my fault. We don't let ride homicide on foe. Do my dance in the got a little rhythm. Man, I don't know why. Bring me back. Give me back, DJ. Give me back the music, DJ. But yeah, man. The Dak Hay boys, yeah. All you can say, the only thing I would give the Dak Hay boys is it's against the Jets. I will say that. If I had to take my poll in this vote, I'm split on it because the positive note I saw, the Cowboys got 5 sacks. They got 5 sacks. I will take that. That's what we've been missing this whole time. Let's talk about the defense for a change. Let's we know about the offense. They was really supposed to do this they were really supposed to do this, although it was in question mark with 4 missing offensive linemen. But nah. Let's go ahead and look at the defense one time. Your boy, Miroslav foul. He made one of the game-changing plays. Basically, when he forced the fumble, when he forced that fumble, that kind of changed a lot for the Cowboys, and they were able to capitalize, and they were able to, you know, take care of the opportunity multiple times before they even got the ball back coming out of halftime. So big execution. I mean, that drive was big to go from the 5-yard line and you take a drive all the way in there and you score a touchdown before the half and you come out the half. Now they went 3 and out, but still that you basically got 2 for 1 right there. So that was just great job all in everything that the Cowboys did right there. But Miroslav foul, that forced fumble was really game changer early right there. And I think that sparked the confidence for this defense to really get after, especially when the offense was able to capitalize. Offense was able to capitalize and it made it like, okay, the defense, we can this is fun, getting off the field, getting some takeaways. Third down conversions has been really the bugaboo for the Cowboys this season. And you look at it, now that first drive killed them. That first drive crushed them. They kept giving up third down conversions. But for the most part, after that first drive, defense was really on point. How do y'all feel about Dante Fowler really having one of those games where we're like, that's the Dante Fowler that we know? That's the Dante Fowler that this game he had today, that's the Dante Fowler I know. That's the Fowler I know. Cowboys only had the ball for 25 minutes. Cowboys had the ball for 25 minutes. Had the ball for 25 minutes, yo. And put up a 37 burger. Damn near a 40 burger. What we got? Cowboys, the one negative, like I said, Brandon Aubrey was kind of off today, but a negative that I didn't like about the game, if I had to nitpick, it was the penalties. They had too many damn penalties today. Both teams did. But that's the one thing I didn't like. Cowboys was 16 of 13 on third down conversions. Offensively, defensively, they were 7 of 16. So really, most of those third down, I could have swore they had about 3 or 4 third down conversions on the first drive. But for the most part, after that, the defense was getting off the field. Which you need that. You need that. I got enough charge. Cowboys gave up 1 sack. Cowboys gave up 1 sack and had 5 sacks. So, like I said, that's huge for the defense right there. Huge for the defense. Cowboys had 180 yards. Another thing I didn't like about the defense today, one thing I didn't like about the defense, they gave up gashing run plays. That was a concern for me today. So, let's keep everything in perspective. It is against the Jets, but at the same time, the penalties, the big gash runs, that is kind of got me worried right there. Cowboys defense gave up 144 yards on the ground. Like I said, we ran for $180. Most of it came on that 166 yard from Javonte Williams. Cowboys was penalized 11 times for 91 yards. Luckily, you were playing against a team that was worse, and they were penalized 10 times for 61 yards. So, luckily for y'all, this was the perfect type of game. Damn show for the defense. Defense gave up a total of 378 yards, though. So you held them under 150 rushing, but you gave up over 283 passing, which a lot of that came in the end time. A lot of that came into the end time, but at the same time, I'm against the Jets. You got this type of win that you got. I'll take it, bro. I will take it. I will take it, bro. And this ain't nothing about being a Dak fanboy or anything like that. But Dak was really on the money, bro. He was really on the money. Boy played a lot up on the center, and it worked. It really worked. Targeting the seams, Prescott was 11 of 15 attempts, eating for 152 yards and 2 tutties. Eating. That pass to George Pickens, that touchdown pass to George Pickens, bro. George Pickens damn near dropped that bit. That was a dime. That was a rope by Dak Prescott, bro. That was a rope. And that boy George Pickens still almost dropped that bit. He still almost dropped that boy. You know, a lot of the Dak hate boys are going to sit up there and say it was against the Jets. The offensive line carried him. But this is the same guy y'all say he don't elevate the play around him. He don't elevate the players around him. Ain't that what y'all say? Ain't that what y'all say? I'm just saying, Javonte Williams toted that boy today. Javonte Williams toted that boy today. Yeah, that big 66-yard run they had right there, it capped off that drive. And like you said, you got that right before the half ended, and then you got the ball coming back out. Got to take it to where you can get it. You got to take it to where you can get it. But like I said, Dak Prescott really using his legs. That was big for him today. That was big for him today. He had total command of the offense. And like you say, bro, you can say it's against the Jets, but like I said, I will give y'all this. Without Javonte Williams toting that boy like that, that boy had 8.4 yards a carry. Toting that boy. One thing about this offensive line, they can run block. They can run block. Dinergy didn't do bad. See if we got some extra stuff we can pull up real quick. Yeah, let's see if we could pull up some extra stuff real quick. Oh, yeah, we already in there. Good Lord. Ooh. They already got the game reports? How? They already got the game reports against the Jets. Pro Football Focus, dude. Next gen stats, then really don't have too much. So we'll do the next live on them for that one. But let's bring up the Pro Football Focus. I don't see how in the hell y'all graded this shit that fast. I really don't. But let's see what they say. All right. Y'all got it? Here we go. Just to see what some extra stuff going on about, what they all talking about. Ryan Flanoy basically graded out the highest, which he should. I think he had the best game out of everybody next to Javonte Williams. Him and Javonte Williams scored out your highest guys according to PFF, or how you want to take it and leave it. But Ryan Flanoy graded out as a 90.8. Javonte Williams graded out as an 84.8. Jake Ferguson graded out as a 70.5. TJ Bass was your highest ranked offensive lineman. Dak Prescott graded out as a 67.4. See, that I don't know how they grade this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he did miss some throws, but that's a rough grade for him from Pro Football Focus numbers. I don't know, y'all. Kima Dinergy, they gave him a 80.1 in pass block. 81.1 in pass block. Brock Hoffman in pass block. Hey, they did their thing pass blocking. So how did Dak really? Okay. But Kima Dinergy graded out as an 81.1. Brock Hoffman 84.5 in pass protection. Trevor Keegan came up in here as well and got you some. He gave you 6 snaps, I guess. That's a little bit, but he made hay with what he did. Luke Schoonmaker. I like to see him and Bruce Spanford get a little bit more reps. Jaden Blue, how did y'all feel about Jaden Blue today? How y'all feel about Jaden Blue? Still graded out as a 79.9. Pass blocking, run blocking just was not that good. Jalen Tolbert graded out. He didn't do too much reception wise, but they graded him out as a 78.4. Let's go to the let's go to pass. Let's see what Dak did. Like I said, they graded him out as a 67.4. Uh I don't know. I don't know how they came out to that grade because he had a passer rating of a 129. So that's kind of I don't know. I don't know how they're grading him. Yeah, he graded out as a what? 127.6. He did miss a couple of throws, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how did you give him a grade on that? 33 dropbacks, 18 to 29. Yeah. That's that's dropback 7 times under pressure. Okay, I don't know, but let's look at our boy Ryan Flanor as they graded him out as the top receiver. He had a hellacious game. He really did. He played in the slot 6 snaps, played wide. He played on the outside 15 snaps. So you look at it. That's that's a good mixture right there. 6 in the slot, 15 on the outside. So 21 times he was out there basically. Yeah. And you mix them up in the slot. I like that. Jake Ferguson, you see how they moving him everywhere. He took 14 snaps in the slot. Shoddy mixing it up, yo. Shoddy mixing it up. Javonte Williams was beast. Beast. Javonte Shane. What must I say? What must I do? Bull out the Jodeci on them boys to show how much. Yeah, I'm just looking at how they trying to grade it. I'll be better off when I see the next gen stats. Let's look at the defensive side though. I didn't know they would already be graded. That's where I'm like, damn, how did y'all already grade this shit? How'd y'all already grade this shit? Look at the defense though. Dante Fowler sitting at the top, graded out as the highest at 79.6. I think it could have been higher actually. But his pass rush graded out as an 83.6. Now, that makes sense. That man had a total of 6 pressures. Donovan Ezeraku, he graded out as a 63.7 overall, but his pass rush was 58. He graded out as, and he got a total of 4 pressures as well. So your 2 defensive ends right there got you 10 pressures. We know what James Houston did. James Houston came in there and he gave you what, 26 total snaps, 3 pressures, 2 sacks. He graded out as a 75.6 overall, but he also graded out as an 80.6 in pass rushing. So, I mean, Dante Fowler and James Houston really ate. And then Donovan Ezeraku was able to come in and contribute to some pressure as well. Osa Odigizua might have been a little bit quiet, but at the same time, he generated 4 pressures as well, 2 hurries, and he got an assist. So he got back there. His pass rush graded out as a 73.1. Overall, he graded out as a 70.9. You're seeing better numbers basically from your defensive lineman coming in this game. Jadeveon Clowney had 31 snaps, but they graded him out low as a 48.9. He got 3 pressures, though, and 3 hurries. What the defense as a total had 28 pressures, 5 sacks. Well, they said 6 sacks, but I think I only saw 5 of them. James Houston had 2. Osa had a sack. Fowler had a sack. So that's 4. Somebody else had it. Kenny Clark had a sack. That's 5. I don't know where they graded out to 6. Oh, Sam Williams did have a sack. So, yeah, that is 6 sacks. How y'all feel about Sam Williams today? What did y'all think Sam Williams did today? That's he graded out in 38 snaps. He graded out as 68.3 overall, 79.8 in the run defense. So he played better run defense than anything. Wasn't really because of his pass rush. He just happened to get that sack because nobody chose to block him. But did y'all think he did better? If you're gonna play him more inside for the runs, I would understand that. We had our opportunities to have pass rushing situations, and we actually pass rushed. Maurice Leofow, 21 snaps. How y'all? I'm glad he's getting more snaps. 21 snaps. I'll take that. I will take that. I need that. I need Maurice Leofow getting way much more play, way much more run. Graded out as a 61.9, but graded out as a 91 in the run defense, and he forced the fumble. So, like I said, his fumble was really game changing. Kenny Clark graded out as a 63.8 in 45 snaps. Pressure wise, he graded out as a 75.8. Let's just look at the pressure, because this is something that has been a bugaboo for the Cowboys all season. And Pro Football Focus basically saying 28 pressures. That means they were on Justin Fields' ass. He gonna be in the tub this week. He took a beating this week. He said Dante Fowler, James Houston holding it down in the pressure rate. Kenny Clark as well. So you basically got like James Houston showed to me he should be starting. Sam Williams needs to lessen up his number of counts. Solomon Thomas actually graded out halfway decent with a 62.6. Gave you 2 pressures though, 2 hurries. Everybody mostly on this defensive line that we've been wanting to do something, they shine. Mozzie Smith had 18 snaps. He graded out as a 75.6, but 18 snaps for Mozzie Smith. And I'm like, bro, you had no pressures, no hurries. I don't even think you recorded a tackle. And see, this is the problem that I have with pro football folks. He didn't have a tackle. He didn't do none of that. And you mean to tell me he had 18 snaps? He literally got no pressure, no tackles, no hurries, no nothing. And he graded out as a 75.6? How? I don't get it. Jadeveon Clowney looked like he just got to put on some more weight. That boy looked thin in the mug out there, bro. Him look thin in the mug out there, but Solomon Thomas keeps coming in, week out, doing some things. But Osa really had his head on right today. He made at that point. Him and Kenny Clark is a dangerous tandem inside. Like I said, the negative part that I take away from this game, especially, is the penalties. Too many penalties, 11 penalties for 91 yards. Too many big gash and run plays. That was a concern for me. And Brandon Aubrey, if anybody deserves a reprieve after a bad day at the office, then it's going to be him. But those are about far the only things you can take away. I mean, the poll is up in the chat. Do you have enough? Does this show enough positivity going forward? The most positive thing you can say is I see Maurice Leofow getting more snaps, and you see it's making a little bit of difference. Your boy Sanborn did get hurt. He got hurt, and so however you might feel about that. Shamar James came in and gave you 59 snaps. He graded out as a 49.6 according to Pro Football Focus. Tackling, he did pretty decent at a 74.8, so he wasn't missing tackles. But outside of that, he's a little bit raw. In coverage, he was graded out as a 50.3. I don't know. Let's see what we got in the chat. Mr. Cowboy said Blue looked like a rookie, but he has time. And that's the same thing I was telling my brother when we was on the phone. I was like, bro, Blue, he just looks raw. He looks raw. I can see what they like about him. I see what they can rave about him, but he does look raw. He does look raw. Facts. Daniel, what's good? What is good? What is good? Great team win. That's what it is. How about them Cowboys? You know how I like to say it. I can't help it. We them boys. I went over a couple numbers since the NFL Pro next gen stats ain't available right now. I've been trying to get them. The next gen stats are not available. Maybe I'm not looking right. But let me see. Yeah, see, this is just the whole thing. So just over in the game, I don't have the next gen stats for it. They're not coming out for it. So I was surprised that the Pro Football Focus they had their numbers already out, but we're looking. We'll just take a look to see how they were doing it. But man, great team win for damn show. What's up, baby? Man, see, thank you. Daughter agrees the same thing. Great team win. Great team win. What is good? He said Dak was effective. Dak he missed a couple throws, and that's where I'm trying to figure out about Pro Football Focus. What was really like, you know what I'm saying? What is really they grade, how they graded him out as? Because I'm like, he had a high QB rating, but he did miss some throws. But the offense was in command. He took some shots too. But Javonte Williams, I'm telling you, week in, week out, he deserves that praise. Week in, week out, he deserves that praise. Because he's coming with it. But I like to just focus on the defense. Ryan Flanoy, you're right. Ryan Flanoy, shit. He had the monster game. And GP had another touchdown, but it was held in check by Sauce. He damn near dropped that touchdown pass, to be honest with you. He damn near dropped it. But like I said, Javonte Williams, I honestly think without the emergence, I said this early in the live, without the emergence of him, I honestly believe this would have been that type of game that would have been hell on wheels for the Cowboys. They would have struggled as hell without having this type of run game. But Javonte Williams, I think defenses are on notice. When 33 is in the backfield for the Dallas Cowboys, he is a legitimate threat. So now that you have that to worry about, because now what it shows is offensively, if you can't stop the run, your ass is in for a long game. If you can't stop the run. You in trouble. And you better call it on double. Ferg ate. Everybody ate. I was surprised we weren't able to get Jalen Tolbert mixture into the game like that. But at the same time, he did the little things right. They graded him out good on the run blocking. So I'm like, okay, you did the little things right. I can take that. I can dig it. Donovan Ezeraku, I want to say something about him. The last 2 weeks, he's been making some more splash plays. This is something that I'm taking very positive going forward, because we were a little, we're like, bro, he's a rookie. How much can you actually expect him to come out and actually, you know what I'm saying, make a difference like this? But last week, later in that game against the Packers, he started flashing. This game, he flashed way much more. The whole defensive line really did. They flashed a little bit more. The tackle in stunts, the D-line stunts were good from Eberflus. At times he did blitz, but for the most part, defense was where it was supposed to be. I think we played a little too soft, but at the same time, I would rather not be getting beat. I think this was the first game we kind of got a big play happen that was over the middle, but I don't want to say like we had busted coverage going deep. But I would rather play off than to get beat deep. And for the most part, we didn't get beat deep too much. And like I said, Mears foul, he made the basically game-changing play with his forced fumble. Deron Bland, he had a rough day at the office. He graded out as a 60.6, but he guarded the best. He guarded Wilson for the most part. Had 5 tackles. Let me see. You got in coverage right here. Who gave up the most yards? Shamar James gave up the most yards in coverage, gave up 87. Tight ends did eat. That was more in the that was more in garbage time though. More in the garbage time. Deron Bland only gave up 56. They said Diggs only gave up 23 yards, and that boy was playing off all day. All day. Hell of a win, man. And the reason it's a hell of a win because you got a dominating fashion of win. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we've been waiting and itching for. Itching for, and we finally got a Cowboys Nation. We finally got us a dominating win. A very, very, very dominating win. What we got? What y'all got up in here? Our pass rush was on dope today. They might get drug tested, bro, because them boys was on dope today. Your boy Dante Fowler, I recognize that Dante Fowler. That's the Dante Fowler I recognize. And let's give Brian Schottenheimer his credit, man. Let's really give Shotty his credit. Shotty, bro, has been in his back ever since that play. I'm telling you, ever since that play that CD got hurt where he had him coming out the backfield, and it seemed like that game in Chicago, the game plan had a lot to do with CD Lamb, and with him being hurt, they had to like scramble and do some things. Seemed like Shotty got out of rhythm, and the offense suffered as well with it. Dak suffered, wasn't sharp as well. So, but ever since that game, bro, Schottenheimer has been dialed in. And like I say, I believe Dak is just, they are here, bro. They are recognizing it. They are linked in, locked in. And that's what you need between your head coach, who especially is the play caller, and your quarterback. I just think this is the first time that, for a while, Dak is really like, he's cool with the guy that's in charge. He's able to flourish with the guy that's in charge. James Houston was a man. Even though it was against the Jets, the pass rush got to eat, and James Houston has been balling. So I said plenty of times on the live, bro, it's one of those situations where had we lost, it would have been bad. But since we win, it is against the Jets. So the poll is out right now. Did the Cowboys show you enough positivity going forward? Did they show you enough positivity, or is it just the Jets? Because next week you're going to have that same opportunity, although I think the Panthers are a better defense. I think the Panthers are a better defense than the Jets is, but it should be another game that, yes, we should hold it down for real. Don't know. He went to the locker room. Sanborn went to the locker room. Brooks went to the locker room. I think even at one point, Ferg went to the locker room as well. So you had a lot of guys that got banged up in here. Let's see what we got. I could pull up the Twitter on my stuff, but still got the Pro Football Focus numbers going in here. I'm just surprised how that got graded out as a 67. His running game was just on point today. Let's see what we got. Talked about Ron Flournoy. That was it is what it is. Joseph Hoyt from the Dallas Morning News did tweet that the Dallas Cowboys have had over 100 yards rushing in each of the first 5 games. The last time they did that was 2016. So what'd he say? Javonte Williams, I'm telling you, that is, and he's doing it without the support of a Miles Sanders. Jadon Blue is not there yet. I'm telling you, I would bring Malik Davis in. I'm saying I would bring him in just to see what he could do. Jerry Jones. Oh, we could go to the YouTube and see who said what. You right. Get some more content up in here. Let me see. Let me see who said what. Okay. All right. Let's do it this way. Jerry Jones, they got to speak with him. Let's hear what Jerry had to say. All right. Let's see what Jerry had to say.
Jerry, you mentioned the offensive line, 4 backups. Just what does it say about the depth that you have and some of these guys that have been able to step up for you?
Well, it says that maybe that's not the depth; that's the players that are sitting out there when they can play.
See, Jerry's starting to feel himself. He the worst. That right there. Hold on, bro. Y'all hear what he came? Dude came out. Maybe it's the players. It's the players. Oh, so now you just feeling yourself. Now it's the players but give him credit. He is giving the players the credit due. They are the ones that's out there, which I've said. But hey, it's a bold move to come out and immediately say that, Jerry.
A lot of respect for their defensive front, the Jets. But this was a great win for team, not a win for an individual or 4 or 5 all-star, all-pros. This was done with a lot of guys that wouldn't even have been dressed out there today. There's several of them. So my hat's off to, but the main thing I want to say is the credibility of our coaches just went up today.
I will say, I wouldn't say that about Eberflus. Hold on, Jerry. Hold on, Jerry. Don't do that. Don't do that, Jerry. Jerry. Don't be doing that, Jerry. Do not do that, Jerry. Hold on now. Hold on now. Now, for Shotty, I gave my props to him, bro. He's been in his bag ever since, like I said, ever since that play call with CeeDee Lamb, bro. He's been in his bag. He's been dialing it up, and Dak is basically the benefit of it, along with the running game of Javonte Williams. But for you to say of all the coaches, don't say the defensive side. I wouldn't do that just yet. But Shotty, the offensive, Clayton Adams, and you know what I'm saying, that group, yes, I definitely will say that. I would definitely say that. All right, Jerry. Go ahead and run it. How much more are you feeling? All right.
As the players, and everybody in my mind should have the same feeling about it.
Jerry, how pivotal was Maris Leofau's punch out there, and what was your reaction, and what does that do for the team?
That's what he do. That's what he does. He practiced that way.
Seemed like the audio got off, but yeah, we did say this. We did say Maris Leofau get some more play time. He'll be all right.
We got a lot of guys step up and really make some plays, but I'm so anxious. I can't tell you how impressed I am with our offensive line and how they were coached up. Because
agreed. Like I said, Clayton Adams and this group, it says a lot. There's nothing to take away from them. Yes, Dak threw for 4 touchdowns, but there's nothing to take away from this offensive line being 4 starters down, and they handled business where they rushed for 180 yards and they threw that boy for over 200, damn near 220 yards. Come on, man. That was a great job from the offensive line. Everybody ate because that offensive line was in sync and was moving.
This team is good in the defensive line and good on their defensive front. So, and we're getting better on defense. I know everybody says, man, can't we get off the field? Can't we get off the field? Well, we're getting better. But this was a valiant effort, a great coaching job today.
To his point, like I said, toward that end of that second half of that game of the Packers and Cowboys, you did start to see Jordan Love have to be moved off his spot. You did see a little bit things. The film did show that they were starting to get a little, I think they had like 25 pressures that game or 23 of them. So they were getting them a little bit of pressure. Today, everything came to fruition.
Javonte Williams with over 100 yards in the first half against one of the best rush defenses in the league. Yeah. What can you say about what he's been able to do so far?
Well, first of all, we all see he's violent, the way he overused the word. He runs with that kind of strength and that kind of determination. He's very talented. got great balance, but he was behind an outstanding offensive line today, believe it or not. And they
Boy, look at this shit eating grin. Hey, he gloating about how that offensive line looked. And this is one thing we haven't questioned the Cowboys on, is evaluating talent at the offensive line. That's something that we have never questioned. It's just, damn, bro, you don't fit out everything else. You know what I'm saying? What the chat looking like? Daniel in here, what's crazy is that you're going to get most of your starters back next week at Carolina, which means, woo. He said, I need a few more games on Flus. And I'm right there with you. I'm like, hold on. I ain't going to praise him that much. Time out. Time out. Wait a minute. Let's take a look. Today was good, but I need to see more schemes from Flus against good teams. And, you know, we're about to get the Panthers. You're about to get the same type of game. You know what I'm saying? A young quarterback that can run if you're not careful. So we are 0-1-1 against the good teams. 11 penalties. The first thing I talked about, if I wanted to nitpick about my 3 things I take away that was negative from this game, was the penalties, the big gash and run plays we gave up, along with Brandon Aubrey. He slipped up today. Brandon Aubrey slipped up today. But hey, he can have a bad day at the office. We can get 4 of our starters back for the Panthers game, and that makes a total difference. 5 sacks. You gotta give these boys their credit, bro. Finally, they were able to get stopped. They got 3rd down stops and 4th down stops. That's, bruh. I mean, on a quarterback sneak now, Justin Fields didn't. He did a piss poor job of quarterback sneaking, but at the same time, you still got that stop. Donovan Ezeraku, you still got that stop. So not only were you able to get off the field, you got takeaways, you got 5 sacks. I think it was 6 sacks. I think because you had a split assist tackle. You had 2 guys having a sack, basically. So I think that's what happened. Sauce Gardner, for the most part, was in big competition. He shadowed, he took that challenge and he played good. That touchdown pass, I think, was a hellacious catch, but I think it was a better throw from Dak Prescott. He threw that bitch right in the breadbasket, and George Pickens almost dropped that bitch. He almost dropped it. But Dak really put that boy right on the money. Right on the money. Let's see what else Jerry got to say with his shit eating grin, especially talking about his offensive line.
That was not chopped liver they were running against. That's one of the best ones. And so that and the way we were, our game plan so that we could keep them off balance with Dak and his leadership out there, pre-play calls, all of that was a big victory for this game didn't have to turn out this way, but it did, and did with a lot of people that we weren't expecting to be out there, much less as many of them were out there together. It's one thing for one to play with the rest of the guys that we've been counting on that we without injury, or 2 of them to play. But to sit here and have a dozen of them out there playing, and boy,
that shows that we banged up. That really shows that we banged up. That really shows that we banged up. But I can see where Jerry's feeling himself. He's basically saying the players that you got in place, just in case, he's saying the depth of their team is actually that good. But slow down. Like I said, the poll is up in the chat. Did the Cowboys show enough positivity? Is it absolutely, or, you know, are you absolutely taking the positives with what you got for right now, or is it against the Jets? So hold on there.
Jets needed to win this game too. So hats off to our coaches.
James Houston was the guy that you brought in.
I will agree. I will agree about that. Schottenheimer, you know, Clay Adams and this whole offensive staff. Defense did play better. I will say that. I have to give them their credit, but to give Flus that props, I don't want to say too much like that. I think the players actually probably played better.
What do you have to say about this performance?
More than Flus.
Well, it just shows you that he's got those kinds of skills. He always has it. We know that he needs to work on the run. guess what? We had a pass rusher around here that the way to box him in was run at him, and but he could really rush the passer. This guy's rushing the passer beyond my expectation.
What did Flournoy show you today? We knew Pickens would get a lot of attention, but what did he show you?
Well, he showed the ability. Those were very talented catches he were making. In other words, he had a lot to do with how he was coming back for the ball, his timing, that type of thing. And I know Dak will be the first one to tell you that. So he really should go up in all of our fans' eyes. Went up in eyes today.
Yeah, so like I say, bro, there's a lot of things you could take away from it. Dak Prescott post game. Let's hear what
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Your thoughts on Ryan Flournoy and the big game he had this afternoon?
Yeah, super proud of him. A guy that second year, very, very hungry, is not afraid to tell you how much he wants it. I had plenty of conversations with him, going back to like those Atlanta trips and just those off-season times of spending together and getting to know somebody.
So that's a guy who's already built a lot of brotherhood with a lot of these receivers, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think, he's too surprised by it. He just knew his number needed to be called, and Dak basically gave him his chance for sure.
That guy he has a lot of, as an old coach, you say in his neck, and he wants to be great, and he wants to every opportunity and responsibility he can, he wants to make the most of. And I think tonight was just an example of just that, of him getting that opportunity, him making every play that came his way, whether it was the deep ones across the middle, the free play down the sideline, the arounds. He's just showing that he's very deserving of the ball, and he's going.
He looked like he got a lot of Turpin plays today, to be honest with you. He looked like he got a lot of Turpin plays today. He just looked like a bigger receiver. That's all.
To make plays when he gets it. Super proud of him.
Looks like Javonte Williams continues to have really good games. Your thoughts on how he played today?
He's a hell of a player, great running back, understands the schemes, understands the pass game, understands what we're trying to get at. Always is going to get positive yards. I mean, there's been numbers of plays now where it should have been a negative play, and the guy he's so strong, shakes his defender off of him, still gets a first down and third down, or fourth down, whatever it may be. He's a huge help to this team. He's been a great addition, and credit everything he's doing, but there's a lot of those guys up front tonight, playing with not necessarily, four backups, I guess you can say, and I hate to say backups, but four guys who got their opportunity tonight.
Good job.
Who went and created holes for him and played nasty and played to the end of each whistle.
There is a lot to say for Adams in this offensive staff, bro. They had these offensive linemen ready to play. They had these guys ready to play. And having them ready to play, you saw what basically transpired. They were able to whoop ass, handle them boys up front.
And Javonte running hard like he always does resulted in a big night for him.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Piggybacking on that, can you just talk about this team and you guys' ability to function as an offense? You as a quarterback with four backups on the offensive line.
Yeah, it's credit to these coaches. It's credit to the players. It's credit to the organization. And
before you said the organization, like I said, the offensive staff, I think they did probably their finest work this week. Having that many guys out, and still able to produce at a high level like that, especially, and it's all easier when you can run the football. So I guess to the organization, you can give them props for that Javonte Williams move. For the longest, we were like, dog, you're getting a guy who basically is probably damaged goods and for cheap. Nah, that was the best pick.
Everybody, there's not many teams in the league that can put four guys who don't start into the game and feel confident about going and winning a game, especially on the road, against one of the most premier interior defensive linemen and some good rushers as well. So credit from the front office of getting these guys, but just as important, these guys don't.
Basically, Dak is patting the front office on their back. Now I'm pretty sure he's like, can you probably get another defensive player or two, maybe another pass rusher or something like that, some or another lineman, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Since y'all made moves like that, I think y'all can make the moves on the defense side. You know what I'm saying?
See themselves as backups as they shouldn't. They've just been waiting on their opportunity. it goes back to April and OTAs all the way through minicamp of guys taking advantage of each rep that they've gotten and knowing that their time's going to come. Our OC Clayton says it all the time. If you don't like your position or if you're a little upset, you know that you're not the guy. Wait 10, 15 minutes. You never know. That's the way that this league goes. And those 4 guys.
And for people who live down south, damn sure in Texas, we got a saying that if you're upset with the weather right now, just wait a little bit longer. It'll change. You know what I'm saying? Because it can do a lot of different things. Damn show down here in Texas. For 1 minute it'll be bright sunny, and then all of a sudden 2 hours later it's pop-up showers everywhere. So I mean, Clayton Adams and this offensive staff is really getting this team. They see the goal, bro. They see the goal, and I see the difference in the play with Dak Prescott,
and
bro.
Flo and other guys showed that tonight that you just keep your head down, you keep working, you control what you can control. When your opportunities come, you don't have to look around. You can take advantage of them.
Fact.
You know, we talked earlier in the week about the emotional game last week and not being let down. And can you just talk about what you guys did during the week? Did you see this coming? Because we've seen this before. You come over to a Jets team, a winless Jets team you lost before, didn't have the same intensity.
But he is telling the truth. We were expecting let down.
I was a young Dak and not this team. I don't put this team in that same category. Different. Everything's different, man.
You come up here bringing negative vibes, Clarence. Now, to be fair, his question was right. To be fair, Clarence asked a good question because this is something that we were nervous about, because when the offense does play a good game and they get praised and credited, they come out and lay a dub. But for the simple fact you got Javonte Williams back there that's ready to run the rock like that.
Each year, each team's different. I get 1,000% get what you're saying. But I saw this coming just on the simple fact of this team knows how confident we are, what we're capable of doing. We know how important it was to get the taste of last week out of our mouth and out of our mind, whether it was sure it was a good game, but it was a tie. You don't play in this league to get ties. And so know how hungry
a lot of people said Dak fanboys is throwing a parade for a tie and stuff like that. Man, that was the game. What ain't nobody throwing no parade? Like, damn, it was a tie. It was a tie. All I know, outside of the Chicago game,
defense is right. Sure, I mean,
but like I said, I think it's just more credit. The offense running more freely just because you have the run game in Javonte Williams. I think that is really the key to this whole operation.
They're being asked and being called on, right, from I'm sure all of you guys to do more, and they went out there tonight and played a hell of a game and got some turnovers and numbers of sacks that allowed us, to play a complimentary game on all phases of it. And super proud of the team, the way we came out. We fought, loved the whole end of the second quarter, right? That was huge, from that turnover to the way the offense was able to get the 2 touchdowns.
Big fact.
I'm sure they'd all say the same. We want to finish more, and I'm sure. And I know we left some plays and some points out there.
Yeah, he left some throws out there, but for the most part, bro, offense, they click
today.
Like they were posted.
Dak Codarch with ESPN. How do you maintain the confidence that you have when you have 4 non-starting offensive linemen out there? You have to be aware of that. Your regular guys aren't there.
It's the time that you spend together throughout the building, and it's those moments, those reps that they get throughout practice. I had a conversation with the young lineman earlier in the week about, how I became a starter.
Living example.
And so,
living example. All Dak did was stay ready. Yeah, a lot of people say that was Romo's team, and it wasn't Dak's fault that Romo went down, bro. That's not his fault. It's not Dak's fault that he took advantage of a team that was loaded and he got his opportunity to make hay. That was not his fault. So he can preach something right.
There's ever a guy who's going to believe in somebody having to step up to the plate, and when their number's called and people don't think they're ready, it's going to be me. And so to me, it's just about encouraging those guys and motivating those guys to understand that you're meant to be here. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. Like, don't overthink this thing. It's football. It's a fun, great team game. You've got teammates to count on and lean on. Just go out there and trust that and to let it go. And so going from Nate, who I've talked about all off season, right, to Keem or Keaton, who's that's the one I had the conversation with, to TJ and Brock, who've gotten tons of snaps and have started numbers of games here.
Yeah.
I've got so much confidence in those guys, and it just grows with
It
each
shows.
play and each moment when I see how much pride that they take in their jobs. I mean, you got a young Nate Thomas coming up to me after the game saying that he can do better and he will do better. And, and it's like, dude, I know you will. You know what
Schottenheimer talked a lot about culture. Talked a lot about culture. Culture. Competition. Culture. Competition. Let's get a solo shot. Brian Schottenheimer talked a lot about competition and culture. This game was almost a nice little testament of it. Guys had to be ready. And if you're ready, that's because you competed, right? You were already ready, so you didn't have to get ready. That means you've been doing some type of competition behind either in the summer camps, all that type of stuff, the OTAs. You were competing because you came out here and you got your opportunity, offensive lineman, and you made it happen. So, Schottenheimer preaches culture and competition. How do we feel about it? How do we feel about the competition aspect? I like it so far. And you had to have competition to be having, you know what I'm saying? You had to be having competition to be, doing what you're doing now. Dak is the ultimate pro. He had an efficient game though he did miss some throws today. I'm right there with you. He missed a good couple of throws. He really did. Culture is important. Culture and competition. We're about to find out. Shotty is controlling the play calling, and it is masterminded. He is in his bag with it. Dak second in passing, Williams second in rushing, and the Cowboys as a whole is the number one total offense. Total offense. All you need is your defense to just come on, Cletus. You know what I'm saying? Dak, go ahead and talk about it.
I mean, like, I know you will, but that's as rewarding as this win is because you got guys who care about this as much as you do and want to be the best absolutely every play. And so my confidence just continues to rise with those guys.
You had 3 touchdowns today against the blitz. I think it might be 5 now on the season. What do you like about it?
He tearing the blitz up.
You're seeing blitzes from other teams.
Yeah, I mean, you're blitzing guys. You're one-on-one usually with my guys outside, and I feel comfortable with my guys winning those matchups. Obviously, Jake on a few of them. The big one to GP, and then right there at the end, it was just an easy one. Yeah, I mean, it just goes into the film study, the preparation. You see those looks. You see the looks before the blitz happens. You know what coverage is behind it, and you feel great about taking advantage of it.
John Machota with the Athletic. Where do you think
you got to take advantage, and that's exactly what they did.
Everywhere. I mean, it would be hard to just say one area, and damn sure disrespectful to just say one area. That's a guy that loves football, loves the locker room, loves his players, loves coaching, loves inspiring. The run game obviously jumps out, and that's what's going to scream whether you look at the paper or you watch the film, and his intensity, how he coaches with him and Riley and Chin Young, all of them, and just the intensity they have, that offensive line, and the details that they have them playing with. Credit to all of them. But Clayton brings a sense of intensity and focus.
And that was said about Clayton Adams. He looks like a nonsense guy. And I mean, bruh. Oh, he almost fumbled that boy. The way this offensive line was able to play, you got to give Clayton Adams and his offensive staff their credit, bro. I mean, as much as I want to give Dak his credit for missing 4 offensive linemen and a star receiver, number 1 receiver, and his I don't want to say his gadget receiver, but one of his explosive receivers, and Kevontae Turpin, is easily to give Dak all the praise. But nah, bro, this offensive lineman did his thing, man. Javonte Williams, he ate for it too as well. So for Javonte Williams to get 180 yards one big 66-yard run, but he touched the rock, but the offensive line moved folks. Running the football is something that we don't really get nervous about.
And grit to our offense that you really can't quantify it, I guess. He's a great offensive coordinator. And it's a great mix between him, Shotty, and the rest of those guys. The way they're putting together, we've got a great staff that,
yes,
being in this a long time, I'm thankful for.
Yeah, with Coach Schottenheimer.
See, for a long time, he's thankful for. I think this is, you've heard me been saying it. I think this is actually the first time I think, like, on every level on the offense, they are in clear, good communication, bro. And Dak believes in it. And it's showing. It's showing.
You got a few coaches now. What do you think has stood out about him? Like maybe just off of this past week, coming off that tie against Green Bay, going in this game. How do you think that he's helped you guys and got you guys back on the right path?
I mean, that's just him being him. He's a stand-up guy who approaches each day the same, true to who he is, win, loss, draw, whatever it may be. You're going to get the same shot in. I think that's something that a lot of guys that makes it easy to follow and a lot of guys to respect. And something just as a play caller and, from our relationship that I appreciate is a guy who takes heavy accountability. And what I mean is, there was some drives today that didn't go well. I'll take responsibility for a number of them where there's third down, should have got to this play or that play, but just to him, even in my headset, say, let me get something going for you. Let me do a better job of calling plays. And whether
everybody's holding each other accountable. And it's fucked up to say that because they might be capping, but the defense is by far the only ones that ain't holding accountable. Eberflus ass ain't really being held accountable, but at the same time, you see, bro, in this first year, it's refreshing.
It was his fault or not, when you're the quarterback, you're like, man, I appreciate that. Maybe it's not all on me and that they weren't your play calls. It's just taking accountability and then, he called the touchdown to GP. So, and then he goes, hey, I'm back in my bag. And I go, yeah, you are. So just incredible the way he approaches this game each and every day. And when you get to Sundays or whatever the game day is, he talks about playing free and playing, coaching and being loose. And he's the epitome of that. If you want to see somebody who's enjoying the moment, it's Shotty.
Can you piggyback on the TD to GP real quick?
Like you say, bro, they like playing with each other, bro. And it's almost like if you hurt, you're going to miss out on the action because offensively, they cooking. They cooking offensively.
Come on. You got this natural follow-up. What was the play call?
I can't give the play call either.
What you want
touchdowns, big post.
He said he called it. Did he call it? No, he say
no. He didn't call it. Said, "Hey, throw this to GP." My point is, he just called the play, and GP happened to get a touchdown, and that was just a great play call.
Okay.
It was really a great throw. That was by far his best throw of the game right there. That was a dime that he threw to George Pickens. That pass went so good, bro. He almost couldn't believe he got it there. He damn near dropped it.
When he was first hired, that he wanted to build an elite culture here. How much did that show today in a game where y'all were missing so many starters on both sides?
Yeah, it was evident. As I said, for those guys who don't normally start to get in and to play like starters and to own their roles and play at the standard that we did. Too many 3-and-outs and too many, things that we know we can be better at, but that's not on those guys. That's on just, myself and just the whole process of it. But just staying consistent, the belief in each and every one of those guys. He's doing a hell of a job building this culture, and he deserves a lot of respect and credit for it.
A couple of touchdowns deferred now. That connection's really starting to blossom. It's always blossomed, but really this year, his receptions through the first 5 games, it's up against some of the best tight ends in history. What would you say about the connection specifically right now?
Yeah, just a lot of communication. Not only give Jake
communication. You know what comes with communication? It starts in the preparation. How many times under Mike McCarthy did we sit here and say, bro, it seemed like, especially last year, they kept talking about we need to prepare better. Need to prepare better. We need to prepare better. I haven't heard that word really come
credit.
out.
He's the beneficiary of it, but credit to Lunda Wells, their coach. We spend a lot of time with them talking plays, talking specific plays, where I want him to be in certain zones or how we see a coverage. And it's always growing. I mean, we missed that first third down. That's a touchdown right there. I want it back. Jake wants it back. And that was just simply a way that
was another miss.
He saw it a little different than I did. You know, we talked about it. Hadn't got that look again, but I guarantee when we get it again, we score on it. And that's what it takes, is just communicating and understanding one another and understanding how you want to attack, whether it be certain zones or it be certain players. And Jake's just doing a hell of a job of getting open, playing nasty, just doing everything that you want in a tight end.
Especially a tight end that you paid for and gave him his extension. Because we can all say week one, we was a little disappointed what was going on. Jake been dropping the ball a little bit too much for me, but he was on point today. Jake Ferguson was on point today.
Patrick. Hey, Dak. Patrick Walker, Dallas Cowboys.com. Going back to Ryan Flanoy, you talked a lot about just the mental aspect of it, his willingness to be one of the first to come work out with you, his dedication, so forth and so on. From the physical standpoint, just talk about some of the things that stands out most about him between the lines that helps you do your job.
Yeah, strength. Simple as that is strength. Yeah, he loves the game and he's strong. He's going to win when it's man-to-man outside. Obviously, we've given him the ball in the run game back-to-back weeks now, and you've just watched how he's turned the edge, covered up the ball, put his head down, and he turns into a running back, you know, and it's mad impressive. He's a guy that's just going to continue to take advantage of every opportunity he's given. Super, super proud of him. He just has to keep preparing the way that he's been preparing. And he's
there you go, that word.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning.
Got to keep preparing the way you got to prepare. It seems like y'all actually practicing good. You know what I'm saying? That's something that y'all been lacking. Y'all been lacking y'all some practice. You know what I'm saying? Big time. Yeah. Gotta hold them accountable. Daniel, you right. This is the best season. This damn near the best start to the season I can ever remember of Dak, for sure. For sure. You don't think the Panthers is a threat, but the only problem is Cowboys are going to get praised all this week. It's easy for this game was really the letdown. I think it was different. They played good, but they tied. And I think the players came out like, nah, we need to get us a win. But now they get a win. They get a dominant win. You know, a lot of folks is going to praise them. This spread against Carolina probably be a 6-point favorite, at least a touchdown favorite. You know how that goes down. Defense get one good play. What's going to happen the next week? They liable to, Bryce Young liable to eat them up. Rico said, what? And Rico on that dope. Ferguson, 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. He's eating. CeeDee Lamb still got a lot of yards, and he ain't got a touchdown yet. So, soon as he comes back into the fold, he's eating. Lamb is hurt, but look at the offense without Lamb. I ain't gonna say nothing. But the running game, like I said, I think the emergence of Javonte Williams really makes a lot of this totally different, bro. Because when he's in the backfield, he's a legitimate threat. He can give you the tough yards, and he can break loose. And he can catch out the backfield. So you need another game like this one you got from the Cowboys against the Jets. That's what you're hoping for. I'm right there hoping for with you too. What you're hoping is, can the offense continue to do what they're doing? Can they continue to do what they're doing? And as they get offensive players coming back, will that be straight? Because the defense, can you get another performance out of can you get another performance out of this group going against another inferior team? That's what we're hoping.
You guys had 14 quick points after Maris forced fumble there. How pivotal was that, and what did that do for you guys offensively to see that happen?
Yeah, that was huge. I think that was the game right there. I mean, you look back at a lot of NFL games, and you can go back to, whether it be 2 minutes or, 3 or 4 plays, and that was that moment in this game. They were going down there to essentially tie it up, and punches the fumble out, and I'm sure in everybody's mind, even ours, right? Let's go get a touchdown or 3 points before the half ends, and we're able to go get a touchdown and then get the ball back again. And then even then we're thinking, 40 seconds, let's just get a field goal. And then Javonte breaks out a big run. So that turnover by Maris right there was huge, and just the way that the offense responded. Not only that, the defense coming right back out in less than a minute or so, or just over a minute, and making them go 3 and out. We burned some timeouts and got the ball back, and offensive line created a big hole. that was impressive, and that's what it's about, is taking advantage of each opportunity, because you don't know which play is going to break the game open, and that was it for us.
That what now, if you look at it, if the Jets score, what is that? You know, it just, they wouldn't have had that much time to probably do. But look, but like you say, bro, the simple fact that the offense took advantage of it. They took advantage of it was the big key, bro, because it's rare that you're getting stops. It's rare that you're getting stops from this defense. So anything you get from this defense like that, oh, damn, show a turnover, you better.
Even after last game, that there would be no finger pointing at the defense when they performed the way they did today. What does that do for you guys, just as a locker room and as an offense too?
I mean, no surprise. I mean, that's why you don't finger point, because you trust and believe in your brothers and your teammates. If anything, we're going to look at ourselves on offense and say, how do we finish this game better in the second half and make sure that we don't allow the defense to be on the field as long as they were. You know,
bruh, in y'all last 2 home games, bro, to be on the field that long, Cowboys put up 37 points and they still only had 25 minutes of possession. Just let that sink in. They still got outpossessed in this game. But I'm like, bro, y'all have literally left less than a minute on the clock, and the defense still gives up ass and elbows. Hold on now.
I take responsibilities for as long as they're on the field with those 3 and outs and us not converting third downs is we were gassing them out. Not necessarily the Jets offense, but just with our lack of production on offense and not giving them the rest, that's on us. So it's about being complimentary and making sure we take care of our business, because when they do get those turnovers and when they're making those stops, we've got to make sure we're rewarding them. And that's what complimentary football is about.
Cowboys.com, 2 games in a row now where you guys have 2 touchdowns.
Sorry to stop this. The damn Buxton just came back and tied it up. Oh, they're going for 2.
With less than a minute to go in the first half. What makes you so comfortable in those end of half situations when you're up against the clock, maybe don't have timeouts, but you're still able to go down and punch it in?
Yeah, just our preparation. Those are situations that we work every day. Every day that we're at work, we work a 2-minute situation, game management, and you have to, with just the way that these situations. And
it sounds like y'all practice better. I wonder why. Schottenheimer knew what was wrong with this team.
Plays come up, they're all different. You know, whether it's no timeouts, whether it's 1 timeout, whether you need a chunk, whether you're just trying to get 3. And I credit Shotty, I credit the coaches, and obviously, and the players for locking in each and every moment that we do these, something that, you know, you could allow to be monotonous if you do. But we've got a great locker room that understands that you win and lose a lot of games in those moments. And so it's just details in the practices that we get when we're doing that. And it's been fun to see those things pay off, and that just gives you confidence when you're in those situations.
They practicing better, y'all. They practicing better. Told you last year, Mike McCarthy, bro, being a coach that was just basically a fire coach walking, you could tell just the sense of urgency wasn't there. It looked totally different. Damn, Joe, this year.
Tim Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. Was it a personal goal to outrush Justin Fields today? Did you think you had a pretty good shot at that?
I did.
28-26.
No personal goal. I would probably bet opposite of that if I had to. He's a hell of a player over there. Crazy athletic. He can be very, very, very good. But my legs just had some opportunities to, get in front of the line of scrimmage and go get it, whether it was 2-man and that 2-minute situation or, a couple of plays where they did a great job in coverage downfield, and that was really my only option. So,
like I said, Dak did do himself some justice by trying to, run the football, which a lot of us has been asking though. Real talk. We've been asking that from him for a while. You don't know how to feel about Diggs and Bland. Bland, at least he's going up against the best receiver. Diggs, on the other hand, bro, you're not even going up against the best receiver, and it just don't look good with him. Bland, I give a little bit more time. I give him a little bit more time. Said Bland did have some moments against Garrett Wilson, but Garrett Wilson is a good player. Like I said, he's at least covering the best receiver. Diggs, I don't have no explanation for him. Yeah, the Commanders did come back, bro. I was like, damn, what the hell? I just saw Tampa basically tie the game up against Seattle. as Sam Darnold with under a minute left is trying to drive to get a field goal. Big NFC game right here. Both teams 3-1. How about the Eagles finally losing? Where my man Dave Eagle out there? I don't see him. 66-yard run by Williams was wild. Did it look like he ran out of gas? Absolutely. But hey, they still cashed in and they got a touchdown, but it's okay. They were motivated and more focused in this game because they got destroyed in the Chicago game. And like I said, I just think once CeeDee Lamb got hurt, what they prepared for, the game plan that they had, I think they were stripped down to about 25% of it because CeeDee Lamb had oh my goodness. Sam Darnold throws an interception and the Bucs get the ball back. Godly. Bucs about to win this game. Ooh, let's get back to Captain Dak. Speak on it. He's basically at the end of this.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get to hear what
I realize it's only week 5, but you coming off the field, there were fans chanting MVP. Did you hear it at all? MVP. To me, anything?
I mean, my ears work. So I heard it, but I didn't hear it. To your answer, it's week 5. I don't care. I don't care if it was week 17. I've told y'all what I want to win, the team goals. Right now, the success and the continued success is going to happen. It's just a beneficiary of all the guys in that locker room. I didn't play near as well of a game that I wanted to. Well, too many incompletions. I got to look back and see why. But yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes, it's just happy and excited fans. Thank you, guys.
I mean, but you look at his numbers, ain't nothing to be too humble about, bro. I mean, you have literally, bro, you have literally been like tossing that bit. Let's listen to Shotty. Let's listen to Shotty on here.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How badly did you need a game like this, considering most of your games have been really close and you get a win like this with at least a 2-score deficit? Difference here.
Well, I mean, we talk about it all the time. You don't win the game in the first quarter, second quarter. We knew this game was going to come down to the fourth quarter. We knew they'd make a run. It's a good football team. They're talented.
Man, y'all had them blowed out before the fourth quarter. That is in the words of John Jacquez Taylor, that's a whole bunch of poppycock you selling right there, bro. But I feel it. Do your thing. Schottenheimer has been up there preaching those.
Their defense made some really good adjustments, but man, I'm just so proud. I mean, imagine going in with 4 brand new offensive linemen, receivers that are still learning and growing. Ryan Flournoy, what can you say about him?
Ryan Flournoy just sick with it. I think him needs some medicine. For real.
Great he played, and the defense, man, what they did to Justin Fields today. He's an incredible competitor because he's
by far defense's best game. Like I said, 5-6 sacks. Yeah, by far. And y'all forced to take away. Like I said, third down conversion. They gave up a lot of third down conversions. That was more on the first drive. Like I said, I think they gave up about 3 or 4 on the first drive. But after that, they were getting off the field and they had 4th down stops.
He's got to be sore because we hit him a bunch. We pressured him all over the place. But
I said that. I told y'all he going to be in the tub. Justin Fields going to be in
we talk about it all the time. Calvin, I mean, it's all about winning. And we found a way to win. But there's going to be a lot to correct, a lot to fix, and that's what we do as coaches.
Was Leofold's play just kind of the symbol of what your defense was about today, forcing that turnover and turning the game around a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've been pretty good at complimentary football the last couple of days or last couple of weeks. Sudden change, we call it, and I think we were pretty close to 100% today. But, yeah, incredible play. And I thought the defense played physical, man. I thought Maris did that. The pass rush was incredible, because I was sitting there working on calls, and I'd look up and see Justin, on his back or running for his life. And
yep. And they made it very uncomfortable for Justin Fields. Did you hear Justin Fields' cadence during the game? Like, you hear Dax, yeah, here goes set. Justin Fields was like, it was so monotone, bro. Like, he sounded like he didn't want to be out there no more.
Great energy, man. Our guys expected to win this game. They expected to play well, and I think that's important, and that's what we're trying to build.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Just getting back to the 4 offensive linemen and having 4 backups up front. Just can talk about the team and to be able to to be able to overcome that? Is that a testament to the coaches, the players, what?
It's not a testament to the coaches. It's a testament to the players. The brother.
Shotty being basically, the players giving the props to the coaches giving props to the players. And you heard Jerry. Jerry gave props to both of them. He gave props to the players and the coaches. Is this really a brotherhood that's going on with the Cowboys? Is this something that they can build off of? I know it's against the Jets, but you need these type of wins to really see the fruit of your labor.
That they believe in, the next man up mentality. I can't honestly say, though, Clarence, I don't remember ever having to go in with 4 brand new offensive linemen. But again, I think it goes down to their belief in one another. I want to see the film, but I thought really, I thought Nate did some really good things. He's a very, very talented young man, as we know. A little rotation going there at left guard, trying to get, Hakeem and Trevor in there. But shoot, what you could say about TJ Bass last couple games. And
TJ Bass and Hoffman have been, we knew they were good. Them boys earning some money. It might be hard to keep them down. And the Bucks did come back and win. The Bucks did come back, and he said, I was happy the Eagles lost. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. They need that humble pie. They need that humble pie. Bucks did win the game. Boy, Sam Darnold threw that boy away. He threw that whole thing away. The next few games are going to determine our season. If we can go 4-2-1 toward the deadline and the bye week, we can basically make a run out of this because that's where your schedule is going to get tough. That's where your schedule is going to get tough. Let's get back to it. Shot it.
But that was it was a little unique for sure going in with that deal.
Does it help having Dak at quarterback to manage that situation? Because he throws to anybody, Florida had a big game. And,
yeah.
Pick is your number one guy, but he may have 3-4 targets.
Yeah, I just, look, I think we're spoiled. I think he's one of the best players in the league, and he's certainly one of the best teammates and leaders I've ever been around. The guys believe in him. He's playing with a ton of confidence right now.
A ton, and
that's why you can do some of the things that we do. In terms of staying aggressive, and I thought the game changed late in the second quarter, right when we had the turnover, we went and got points, and then we got the 3 and out, and we were able to go and Javonte had the huge run, but that's a little thing. Javonte knows he cannot get tackled in bounds. So he's trying to score, but you saw him kind of veer to the left saying, okay, if I can't get here, I got to get out of bounds because of the situation on the clock. And then
great situational. And that's another thing about Javonte Williams where I'm like, bro, he's really the unsung hero of all of this. He really is. He's the unsung hero of all of this. Javonte Williams is the threat when he's back there. He make everything much more better for Dak and the offense. Facts.
Of course, very similar call to the 2-point play where we jumped off sides. We snuck Fergie back across. So,
I'm Brian Todd Archer with ESPN. With 4 new linemen, did anything change about your plan from last night to today or during the week?
No. I would say, we went in with a plan. We did struggle to run the ball early. It's a good front, man. Williams is an incredible player. Thought he played very well. Their backers are downhill. Takes a while to settle in. I thought the big run before the end of the first half was huge for us, but no, not really. I mean, we knew it'd be tough inside all day, and Aaron and Steve Wilkes love to load the box, and that's what they did. So, we just kind of tried to stay with it. I probably got away from it a little bit, in third quarter, I guess, and it was nice to be able to finish that way.
That's first time in, I think, 6, 7, 8 years. There's been 2 90-yard drives by the Cowboys.
Man,
he talked to the efficiency of being able to do something like that when that's not usually a thing. That
90-yard drives. This one you had one. I mean, you had a big run from it, but this one with 4 new offensive linemen. Look at Shotty. He like, I'm in my bag, ain't I? Shotty got that look like, yeah. All these long drives, we're hitting big explosive plays. We're hitting long drives, and we're scoring touchdowns. I'm in my motherfucking bag, ain't I?
But we don't necessarily want to do that. We'd like to have 90-yard touchdowns. If we could do that, we'll take those. I guess we probably need to go draw some of those up because we don't have enough of them in the offense. Just the belief, again, these guys love playing football together. They believe in one another. We expect to play well. We don't always. But, again, I think, team football, man, NFL football, 60-minute game. And, we needed to we needed that last drive because the defense was tired because we were really to start
Hey,
offense.
fuck
And
them
that's my
still.
fault. But that couple drives we put together late, the big touchdown to George, what a great catch. And then the last touchdown to Javante was huge.
Coming with the Athletic, what was it like coming off the field at the end of the game for you personally, having obviously coached with the Jets and getting this?
Being a part of the butt fumble and all that. Nah, erase his name from all that shit. Shotty in his bag.
I
Hashtag
don't
Shotty
even
in his
think about
bag.
that, John. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. I'm a live in the moment guy.
Yeah.
Saw some really, dear friends on the Jets, sideline. Bobby Mastrodi, security guard. So great to see Curtis Martin before the game. Guys like that. These are guys that,
throwback.
man, I bled with, but I'm a live in the moment guy. And again, it was special to be in that locker room and celebrate with those guys. And really, there's a lot of things to celebrate.
Work.
There'll be a lot of things to clean up, but man, the effort and play style on both sides
The
of the ball.
effort, I will agree with him there. The effort, the give a damn was there today. The give a damn was there today. Damn sure on the defensive side and the defensive lineman and the offensive line. The give a damn was there. The give a damn for the offensive lineman was there to be like, look, we're not here to fuck this up. We're here to keep on long schedule with the run game and give Dak enough time to make sure he could, complete to whatever receiver is open. And that's exactly what happened. The defense, it was about getting the offense many more touches so they can make the opportunity happen. So y'all could actually get to the point where y'all could just pin y'all ears back and pass rush. So,
The main message you had to the team after the game?
The power of all about the ball. It's 2 weeks in a row now. We've won the turnover battle. We were 1-0 this week. Took care of it again, got a goose egg for the second week. I think that's huge. But we talked a lot about the complementary football, and the defense, getting stops. And again, we didn't get as many out, but I'm telling you, when we watch the film, there's going to be, you guys should do the math because I'm not going to give you the numbers, but how many punches we had on the ball, I'm not going to give you guys the numbers. But
I ain't going to lie. I did see a lot of that. I saw a lot of that from the defense punching at the ball. Like, about time y'all start trying to force more turnovers, but you did see a lot of that technique in there. They're trying to find a way where they can do something. They're trying to find a way.
They were serious about and intentional about trying to get that ball out.
I like for them to get some more takeaways.
Cowboys comments 2 straight weeks now where you
one takeaway is better than no
last minute of the first half. What do you attribute that to, and how much can that swing?
Back weeks they done got to take away because James Houston forced the fumble.
Well, momentum, it's huge part of it.
And those were
we practice.
Hold on.
The game management.
James Houston's forced fumble against Jordan Love against the Packers last week was big because that was right before the half as well. That got swing points going as well. The Maurice Leah foul, that was a big punch turnover as well, right before the half, and you was able to steal a possession or two. So
stuff. I
he
think
plays right
to the question earlier about Dak, that's one of the great things about having a veteran quarterback. There's nothing that he can't handle, so it's easy to communicate with him about those things. We have words that we describe situations, which kind of takes the guesswork out of it. So we might call something blue. We don't, but we might call it blue, and that tells him the mindset he's in about the ball's got to get out of bounds or the ball's got to go in the end zone or whatever it is. And I think that helps. But he's a big part of our ability to manage those situations so well.
This week in practice, did you see anything change with the pass rush or anything that they were doing? Because it seemed like today they were
way more better.
Yeah.
He got home.
I noticed it. I think, there was definitely some more pressure. We were bringing more 5-man pressures, but
5-man pressure. So Eberflus finally got it in his head. Shotty said something, bro. Look, just rushing 4 is not going to work here, bro. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to even up the man advantage where somebody can win that way. But 4 rushing, nobody's winning, bro. We got to do something. And that's
Dante Fowler, I thought he was incredible today. The speed and agility that he had, but it was multiple guys. I mean, and when you hit a quarterback, especially an athletic quarterback like Justin, and you keep him in the pocket and you don't let him, we let Breece Hall get a couple of runs on us. We got to look at that. But I thought the pass rush was so disruptive. And from having played the position, coached the quarterbacks forever, man, it's hard when you're getting hit like that because it doesn't.
No, that saying is big for Shotty. I've coached the quarterbacks forever. I know I've been a quarterback. I think I know what a quarterback will feel in this type of game. And you see Dax play 5 weeks through the season.
Tim Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. You're an optimistic guy. Was there any sense coming out today. This is going to be a big Ryan Flournoy day. He may have 100 yards by halftime.
No,
They wanted. I
and
guarantee
love
you, Shotty wanted it to be Tolbert, but I think they limited Tolbert. They made sure he didn't eat. And
Tim, I really do. You talk about one of the most selfless people you'll ever be around. All he ever does is work. But I have seen flashes of that in practice. But, we knew Sauce was going to match GP. We knew that was going to be a big battle. I wish GP would have got out of there. They made us throw a side adjust, and he almost got out of it. But so happy for Flo. I mean, this guy's been through so much, and he's worked his way up the depth chart and played special teams, and then was waiting for an opportunity. And that's what you get excited about. Like when we go watch the film of Nate Thomas or Ryan Flournoy or guys like that get thrown into the mix, and then they have success. It's so important because they can build on that.
And does this win kind of show you and the team? Last week was a tie. You didn't know exactly what to say about it, but it really was a pretty good thing for this team, certainly compared to Green Bay. And you got something out of it.
Yeah, I still don't know how to handle the tie.
Neither do I.
Yes.
Only reason I can is
we always play to win. We always expect to win. We obviously haven't won all of our games, but I do think this was a good building moment for our football team.
I think
it was great to see the defense have
for the simple fact you dominated. You dominated the game. This is a game that we were waiting for. The offense were dominant. You were dominant with 4 missing offensive linemen. You ran the football. You threw the football for touchdowns, and your defense got sacks and another turnover. This
flashes, we played pretty soft late, protecting lead, so they got some yards on us late, and I think Shamar James had 15 tackles. They were checking it down, but again, watch the amount of guys running to the football, tackling when Justin was checking it down, and late in a fourth quarter of a game, like that's when you know you're made of the right stuff. And this football team's made of the right stuff, and that's why we're going to win a lot of games.
Anybody else?
You heard his confidence. He said, and that's why we're going to win a lot of games. If your defense can just bring their ass around like they did today, get you some pressure, force a turnover or two there, man, you're going to be able to win some games.
Sure, WFUV Sports, this defense.
Nobody's invincible.
Like it probably played the best game they had all season long. What do you kind of attribute that to?
I would say it starts with the coaches. Matt Eberflus, a hell of a defensive coach.
Stop this madness, man. Y'all need to stop this. Real talk. All of this sounds good, but y'all need to really stop this. Matt Eberflus is a hell of a man. Stop. That's making me a little nauseous right there. Y'all know good and damn well y'all done told him he need to, you know what I'm saying? But to sit there and say that, man, he's one that got to keep proving it. He's almost the one that don't get too much props, but, it is what it is. The stunts worked. The 5-man pressure worked.
He and his staff made some changes. I thought some of the changes that we made were good. We mixed it up. I thought he called a really good game, but it all starts with the ability to win up front. If you can win the line of scrimmage, which I thought we did, certainly in the passing game.
And for more times than not, like I said, we gave up way too many big run plays, run gashes. But it's not like they were entirely all the way, always up the middle against the Cowboys. So, Kenny Clark and Osa, they really handled and did work today.
That's a huge part of it. So it starts with the guys up front.
Wait to look at the all 20.
When you can affect the quarterback, and then we obviously were able to get a lead, which helped. That gives you a chance. And just proud of the whole defense. They've taken their bruises.
And it was well-deserved bruises, but I'm not going to lie. Defense today, for 1 week, 1 game, made me proud. They made me proud. Like I said, Dante Fowler, that's the Dante Fowler I know today. He couldn't be blocked today. He could not be blocked. Osa, he went ham too. Ezaraku, I'm seeing the positivity coming from him. And James Houston, we've been said he need to get out there and do it.
And they've come out on the other side. Got to do it again next week. This is 1 game. Midnight rule still applies. We won this game and it still applies. Last week we tied, it still applies. And, as soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna have a shotty, get on the plane, and
one good shotty.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. You deserve a shotty today because, like I said, for you, for this staff to really have, for this staff to put together the performance that they did, minus all the players that they had going in, man. Come on, man. That's just you know, we gotta say what it is. Bro, I had the conversation about Demario Davis from the Saints as a trade target for the Cowboys, and the fan told me saying that Demario Davis is worth the third round. I do it. Dak versus Bryce Young next week, which I think we done seen this matchup the last, 2 years? Last year we went on the road to Carolina, didn't we? And it was a tough game. Hey, C-Led. Yes. I see. Did you see Dak say, yeah, here we go? Yeah, they're right there. Right there. That's me. Yeah, here we go. Nah, she was even up in there saying that, yes, you could hear it off the screen. One takeaway is not enough, but it's not good enough. I feel you, but, back-to-back weeks, they've been getting the turnover at the right time. The pressures and sacks are good, but I need more takeaways. And I 1,000 agree with you. But you know what? Back-to-back weeks, you get a turnover, I'll take it. Blue played okay, but he didn't really do too much. He's raw. Him raw. I have a feeling that Miles Sanders is going to play next week against Carolina. I'm really not sold on him neither, though. You know what I'm saying? Give Blue time. Texas 19, what's good, man? Appreciate you for joining in the chat one time on a Cowboys victory. Daniel said, man, we trying to give him time to come out there with some Louis Vuitton. Oh, I see you said it in the next time. Don't ever wear those Louis Vuittons, man. Got your feet all blistered and busted up. You know what I'm saying? Flournoy needs to start over Tolbert. That's a hot topic because you are about to get Jonathan Mingo coming back, right? So Flournoy for 1 week. I mean, Tolbert in the Packers game, Tolbert and Flournoy actually made hay in that game. This is another week for him to do it. Although you might just get CeeDee Lamb to come back, though. Back to life. Oh, you said stop that. It's talking about Matt Eberflus that's a heck of a. Yeah, he need to stop that cap. Flus is bad, but this game was well better, and this is where we'll give all of them credit. 5 sacks, and like I said, what really was negative from the defense, they gave up big run plays. I didn't like that. Want to see Flus be more consistent. Bryce Hall, a good running back, and they folded him up a good couple times. Just going to have some players available at the trade deadline. Do they got any good linebackers or something like that? Maybe a safety. How do y'all feel about the safety play? I didn't see safeties get beat over their heads. So is Malik Hooker being benched a good thing for y'all? How y'all feel Wanye did? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dak. Yeah, but Dak was hurt last year. That's true. But the year before that, we played the Panthers. I think it was on the road too. For real. Also, Dak is 2-1 against the Panthers in his career. We like that. Commanders just scored the touchdown late to take. The Titans get their first victory. In comeback fashion against the Arizona Cardinals. Whoever that running back was that had that open run and went to the end zone, he cost their team the game because he ended up celebrating too quick, fumbled the ball going across the goal line. They get a touchback. Titans get their first win of the season. Big shout out to Cam Ward. Titans get off the losing snide right there. So that's crazy. Texas 19 saying Fowler finally showed up. This was by far his best game of the season for sure. Wanye Thomas actually played better, and I just think it's good. I think it's real good right there. I just noticed folks didn't get their head beat over the top of the safeties right there. But it's hard to beat the safeties over the top when you're getting pressure out. How many times have we said the defensive line and the secondary go hand in hand? If you're not getting no good pass rush, your secondary is going to suffer from it. They're really going to suffer from it. But yeah, the Titans came back and won that game. That's crazy. Justin Herbert coming back down to life, throwing a lot of picks. as Washington will win this game as they'll go to 3-2. They will go to 3-2. That's the team we get ready. That's our next home game in the AT&T Stadium. Now looking at these prices, trying to do it right. It might be some nosebleed seats, but I'm trying to make sure we get into every home game this year. We're trying to restart this and really do something. We haven't took a loss in AT&T Stadium yet, so but we do got to get ready for these Panthers, and I can't wait to look at film on them. I can't wait to look at the All 22 as well when that come out. Let's see. Let's go to the film room. Let's see what they got in the film room. Because if they got a couple plays in the film room, I would like to see it. No, they don't have the film room ready, which is cool. Which is cool. But we got a Cowboys victory. Cowboys Monday victory is going to hit so right. And y'all know I'm going to have to go ahead and go live and do something like that. And probably Tuesday I'll go live as well because the Dallas Stars will be in action that night. But we'll keep this momentum going, doing all that. No, they didn't give us no stats still. But what I do take away, Javonte Williams is actually that dude. Javonte Williams is that guy. He's making a lot of this thing. He making a lot of this go right. He said we stay at third place. Daniel say Arizona, not a real team. You lose to a selling team. But at the same time, I think the Cardinals are like 8 of the last 9 against the Cowboys, bro. And we do get them down here Monday night. That's like the cheapest ticket this season for the Dallas Cowboys, Monday night against the Cardinals. Them tickets is cheap. Like, you could get at the 100 level in the end zone at the bottom of that boy for probably less than $220 right now. For real. Texas 19 say we cannot overlook Carolina. If CD, I was saying that I was going to go to the Star, but that's something I didn't do today. We just chilled with the family, kicked back and did all that. But if CD Lamb plays next Sunday against the Carolina Panthers, we're going to the Star to watch that game, and we'll do a post-game live from the Star, from the headquarters. But CD Lamb got to play. For real. For real. He said, no, we know Carolina is going to come ready to play. Hopefully the Cowboys, they'll do the same thing. And hopefully, you're going to get Guyton back. Guyton was in a concussion protocol. So you get him back. You get Tyler Smith back. That'll work for you. You get CD Lamb back. Come on. Let's do it. It's all about this. It's all about this defense getting better and better. It's all about this defense getting better. For the first time, I think all season, y'all didn't give up a game that was over 400 yards. And y'all gave up a shade under of y'all passing average. I will take that. He said, we don't know if Lamb plays next week. With the emergence of what Ryan Flanoy did, and if they still want to try to see what they got with Tolbert, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think the Carolina defense is way better than what I think they're better than, I believe they're better than, let's see. I think they're better defensively than the Jets are. Let me look at the defense. Are we playing the Panthers? Okay, so the Jets, they were basically bottom league in they were bottom in a lot of stuff. So overall, defensively, they're sitting at a 67. This is Pro Football Focus looking, and Carolina is sitting at a 63. So you're basically looking at the same thing. We'll have to dig a little bit deeper into them and then look at a little bit of the film for sure. But can't wait to break down the Cowboys film to actually see what's really going on. He said, are the Panthers good again? I wouldn't say that they're good. They're not that good. The problem I do have is bad teams. They know when the Cowboys come along, you get their best shot. You get their best shot. You get their best shot. So that's something that we're going to have to match, and we're going to have to make sure that we come through. Biggest takeaways from this game is the run game for the Dallas Cowboys is thoroughly legit. If you're able to rush for damn near 200 yards, over 180 yards with 4 new offensive linemen in the mix, that lets me know Javonte Williams is the truth. The run game is here to stay. And with the run game being that the way it is, you're going to have ton of success in the air. George Pickens was able to get him a touchdown reception, but you were able to unlock a new weapon into Ryan Flanoy, and that gives you more confidence going when teams try to decide what they want to do. Jake Ferguson had a hellacious game, but another thing to take forward, the defense actually came through and gave you something to be proud of today as the pressure was all over Justin Fields. You were able to get multiple sacks, 5 sacks. I think Pro Football Focus graded the pressure out at 29 pressures. So you got a lot of pressures, got a lot of hits on the quarterback, and you were able to force a turnover again in the right moment. The run game is stellar. Dak Prescott continuing that MVP ladder, what he's going through, but make no mistake, that I do say all of this is on Dak Prescott's shoulders, but it's starting to come around, especially in this game. Dak had great numbers and played efficient, but this was a team game. This was a total team win. I will say that. Total team win. Defense got stops. Like I said, the third down conversions might not look like it, but they gave up 3 or 4 third down conversions on the first drive. After that, they were really getting off the field, and they were able to get fourth down stops. So hats off. Do you want to say Eberflus? I give credit to Eberflus and hats off to the defense for actually coming to the party and actually making a disruption. So big up over them. Big up to them right there. And like I said, Dak Prescott, let's just keep eating. Like I said, hopefully you get some more offensive linemen to come back. And we just gotta find out what we're gonna do at the second running back position. Once we can get that second running back position, that A and B tandem right there, this offense is going to be real hard to stop, because if you can't stop the running game, you're in trouble. You're really in trouble. So, man, that's all my time for today. I had to give a good little live going on around there. You know what I'm saying? What the chat going to? He said, honestly, cool with CD sitting one more game. We're going to need him for Washington. Agreed. City lost again, bro. Hendricks looking more and more like a real possibility. Fire sale. Jerry, make a couple moves for this defense, bro. You can probably salvage this season. You can probably do it. So soon as the all 22 come out, y'all pay attention. I'll have some shorts coming out from some things that I like to see. We'll be going live tomorrow. We'll go live Monday night tomorrow, basically after reviewing the all 22, talking about this Dallas Cowboy victory on a Victory Monday. So let's see what it can happen, man. For everybody that joined in on the chat, man, I want to appreciate and salute y'all. For everybody who catches this on the playback, I want to salute you. Hit that like button. Go ahead and drop a comment as well. And don't hesitate to share the content as we're trying to get this algorithm, getting the good algorithm. We're damn near getting to 3,100 subscribers. So go ahead and tell your friends about your big super fan in the DFW land, where we'll take it across all spectrums of DFW sports, man. Y'all have yourselves a great Sunday. It's getting ready for Sunday night football. Get ready to enjoy it. Enjoy your loved ones. Make sure you do everything with love, because y'all know my slogan, love always wins. And with that, y'all, I'm out. But when I say it, you know I say it proud. I can't help it that we them boys.
Self-made independent, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy, and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Very